How do you attract your dream clients? The people you really actually want to work with, not just people where you're exchanging skill and coaching for money, but the people that you actually do this for in the first place, the reason you're in this business. How do you attract them? How do you get them confident that you are the coach for that person? And therefore, they perceive a high amount of value. To me, a dream client is someone that wants to both go deep with you, they trust you, they want to roll up their sleeves, get a little dirty with you. They're willing to do the hard work, they're willing to look in the mirror. They're not looking for some quick fix strategy. They want to really create a transformation and they're open to it. They're like, you tell me how to jump. I'm like, great, how high? I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep going. I want to be pushed by you. I want a guide. I want a mentor. I want an awesome coach. And at the same time, it's somebody that values themselves and their own personal growth. They value making an investment in a coach. They're not someone that's going to hem and haw and throw up pricing objections and be like, why? What's all this about? Why would I pay this? Why? Blah, 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 blah. They're not that kind of person. How do you attract this person? Through the way that you hold your value, through the way you communicate. We're going to talk about that in this video. And by the end of this video, you're going to have a much deeper psychological understanding of not just what to say to these people to get them interested, but actually really more so how to convey yourself, how to convey your power, your groundedness, your authority as a coach, and how to emanate that constantly so that there's no doubt. There is zero doubt in their mind whether or not you're the coach for them. So, first of all, one of the books I would highly recommend reading to start things off. This is going to both make you a little sick to your stomach, but it's also going to really excite you. You're going to have this nice little visceral roller coaster feeling. Because for me, I found this book a few years ago, and it really opened my eyes to what's going on a much deeper level than I was even psychologically aware. And the book is called Status Games. Check it out. You can grab it on Amazon. It's an amazing book. And I'm going to quote directly from this book to kick things off. And then we're going to unpack it. I'm going to start talking about what goes on underneath the surface on a much deeper level than most coaches are aware of when it comes to your marketing. If you get this down, if you really not only intellectually get this, but you start implementing what I'm about to share with you, you'll find that your dream clients start to become magnetized to you. They start following you as opposed to looking at other people they could be working with. So check this out. Humans are status conscious because animals are status conscious. We've inherited the brain structures that motivate them. This may be hard to believe since we're told that animals are cooperative and our society causes status seeking. But a close look at the status games of animals reveals patterns we know well from daily life. Researchers have studied the status distinction in mammalian herds and packs and troops for over a century. We know that mammals who raise their status are more able to spread their genes. They don't think consciously about genetics, they just do what feels good, and natural selection built a brain that rewards them with a good feeling, serotonin, when they raise their status, and it alerts them with a bad feeling, cortisol, when they see a threat to their status. Now, I want to ask you, when it comes to you marketing, when it comes to you being visible and getting the word out there, when you're trying to come up with the perfect language with your message, what makes you different, to have the visibility to stay in the spotlight, how comfortable are you? Is it something that you're really not only excited about, like 10 out of 10, yep, I fully love doing this. In fact, I don't mind making disruptive content that pushes the boundaries. I don't mind offering polarizing takes that people can challenge right back. I love this. Or is it more of like, whoa, I don't want to piss people off. Like, I don't want to be this provocative person. I don't want to ruffle a bunch of feathers just for the sake of doing it. I don't want to be like this bold, brash, audacious person. If that's you, this book applies directly to you, and it's why I highly suggest reading it. This book will show you why you've always felt timid about marketing. When you rely on referrals and word of mouth for most of your clientele, when they come to you and there's already trust, your brain is actively giving you permission to be the leader. And so you're not wondering, not worried about this attack from a higher status person coming. The reason this book made me sick to my stomach is because I really don't like that we're wired this way. I don't like that psychologically we're actually evaluating and we're judging people based on their status. And I'm reading this book after coming out of 3 years living in an RV. My wife and I, we traveled the country for 3 years, fully immersed in nature, fully out of society with our 2 little kids, right? We're traveling all over. We're fully immersed in nature. And I start to see all these status games that other people are playing that the author points out in the book. I see the keeping up with the Jones game. I see who has the best house, the best car, who makes the most money, who is the best high performer. And I see all this. And as a coach and as a consultant, I'm like, that's not what life is about. It's about creating experiences. It's about doing things that really push the envelope, and it's about having courage and being real with yourself, and to stop wearing a mask that society says you need to put on. And I'm really feeling that. I'm like, man, I just want to take people deeper. And I hate that we're all so obsessed with things like money and the social status. It's all bullshit. And then the author got to a point in the book where she said, there's another status game you're probably playing and not even aware of it. And it's the ethical morality status game. And that's when I saw myself in the mirror really clearly. I saw that I was playing this game of my ethics are better than yours. My ethics, my standards are higher than yours. Therefore, I'm higher status. Even I wasn't immune to this. We all play these status games. We just do them in different flavors. Now, how does this relate to your dream client? Well, let me ask you this. Is your dream client a kind of follower? Are they somebody that's just kind of going through life really asleep at the wheel, not really interested in pushing themselves, not really interested in mentorship or coaching or having someone give them a kick in the ass? Or are they someone that's a 10 out of 10 there? Are they someone that's hungry for it? Someone that wants it just as much as they want to eat, just as much as they want oxygen? Which is it? Do you think that person is going to respond to someone that shows up like this? Hi, what do I what do I do? Okay. All right. Well, what I do is I help empower people to like live their best life. That's what I do. Do you see how it doesn't matter what you say? It matters the level of permission your brain is giving you to be the leader in the conversation, both directly in person. You can meet your dream client on an airplane and they're sitting next to you and you're having a conversation. The way you carry your confidence, your sense of value, all of this comes through your body language. It could come through your content. It actually always comes through your content. The degree to which you're scared of that high status person coming after you and challenging your authority is an exact degree to which you will be timid and boring and bland in your content to not stand out. The author further says this: our status detection system continually reads symbolic information from the voice and body language of our co-players. It registers facial markers for dominance or submission in 43 milliseconds and calculates the quality and quantity of eye contact we're receiving, and it does so constantly, unconsciously, and with numerical precision. Meaning, we are all wired on a very deep level within milliseconds to determine high status, low status. And again, this makes me sick to my stomach because it's hierarchical, right? It's like very comparative, very, very judgmental. It's gross, right? I told you it's going to make you throw up in your stomach. But again, mastering this is the key, because if that person, if your dream client perceives you as low status, nothing you can say, online or offline, can convince them you're the person that's going to give me the kick in the ass. You're the person with the spark in the eyes. You're the person with the fire in your gut that's going to light one in me. So we have to be very mindful of this. So what you want to do is instead master high status, high value communication. And there's a couple things that you can do here that really make a big difference. First of all, with your tonality. Notice the difference between this. Hey, how are you? Hi, I'm a coach and I help leaders unlock their highest potential. Hey, how are you? I'm a coach. I help leaders unlock their highest potential. Which one feels more congruent? Which one feels needier? Which one feels like, this is just who I am? Which one feels more confident? Which one do you think a dream client is going to resonate with more? Your tonality plays a big role in this. Your vocal tonality immediately indicates, here's how I think of myself in relation to you. If I need your approval, if I need you to like what I'm saying, I come in at that higher octave. Notice my voice curves up. How are you? When I don't need anything from you, when I'm more of that position of leadership, it's more of a neutral tonality, or might even curve down a little bit. How are you? How are you? You want to master your tonality. And really, the psychological side of this for you is to always see that you're emanating value. You don't need that other person's validation. You don't need their approval. You don't need them to go, wow, oh my God, you're a coach. That's amazing. That's fascinating. Tell me more about that. You're able to work through a minute or two, or an initial period where they're quite not on the same page as you, or they don't quite understand what you're talking about, there's not the same kind of like curiosity that you might be giving them, to instead hold your tonality throughout. That's important. That's one of them. We're going to look at more. The next is your level of expressiveness. Okay, so when you are low status, and I've watched myself on camera doing this, it's amazing. Like if you go back and watch conversations that you have, if you're having Zoom calls with potential clients, go back and watch. It's kind of freaky. When you perceive that you're the leader, when you have what you would call high status, you're going to be more expressive. You're going to be more expressive with your eyes. You're going to be more expressive with your head, like the amount that you move around. You're going to be more expressive with your arms and your hands. When you are more of a follower, or when you're less confident in your leadership, you become more flat in your expressiveness. Your tonality doesn't range as much. Your projection in your voice doesn't come out as much. Their movement actually becomes restricted, and you get into like this tight little box, and you become more in your head. Instead of expressing with your whole body as an embodied somatic relationship and resonance, you are now coming from here. And so you sound less energetic, you sound more quiet. It's going to be harder for people to hear you. They're going to interrupt you more often. So you're going to be talking, sharing about something you're passionate about. They're going to cut you off, interrupt you, which is also a marker for how people deem high status, the degree to which, the comfort to which I feel I can interrupt you or bulldoze you. So you need to have an energy in your expressiveness where you are capable of amusing yourself, that you are resonating with what you were saying, and you are allowing yourself to express outside of your head, so that you don't have this vigilant, I need every word I say to be perfect kind of censorship going on up here. Like, what are the perfect words? What do I need to say to make this person like this? You have to let go of that completely and get out of your head. And again, this relates to whether you're prospecting with someone, whether you're creating a video for content, whether you're on a Zoom call with a potential client, whether you're making an offer to them. In all phases of your communication, this is present. How expressive are you? Because if you think of it this way, if you're the person that's more expressive, more passionate, more congruent than the other person, you're showing them this is what it would look like for you to be a different leader. You are inspiring them. You are now more fun. And this brings me to the third point. It's all about fun. It's all about the level of playfulness that you have. Because if that person is perceiving they're the leader, are you more likely to challenge them, or are you less likely? Are you more likely to agree with what they're saying and validate what they're saying? Are you more likely to go, oh, hey, well, hold on a second. Whoa, wait, I don't agree with that. Let's look at that. Now, if you're scared, if there's tension, again, because you have all this cortisol in your system, because you're perceiving, oh, they're higher status than me, or I need something from them, I need their approval, or I really hope they sign up as my next client. If you have that going on, you're less likely to challenge that person. And because you're less likely to challenge that person, your perspective that is fundamentally different than theirs is not going to come through. And so they're left with, all right, cool, I feel pretty understood. I think they get me, but what are they going to offer me? Like, what are they going to show me that I can't see yet? And that's where you have to provide that. Playfulness is huge. Your sense of fun is huge. If you're having more fun in life than they are, if you are more connected to your body, if you're more connected to just a state of rhythm and beingness and flow and fun than they are, they're going to feel that energy and go, I want that. I want more of that in my life. It doesn't matter if they make more money than you. It doesn't matter if they're in a higher position of leadership than you in their company. It doesn't matter what kind of things society has told them. Here's what makes you a high status person. Your car, your GMC Yukon is more powerful and better than this person's Expedition. Therefore, be confident. You make more money than this person, so be confident. You're showing them these are not the markers for success I care about. Therefore, I'm not going to bow to them. I'm not going to see you in your well-dressed suit, and I'm not going to hear how loud your voice is and you talking about how much money you make and how many people are following you in your company. I don't care. I care about something different. I'm going to embody that at a level 10 out of 10. And my energy is going to become the most influential person in that room because I'm more congruent. I'm having more fun. I'm enjoying it more. And that is actually fundamentally why that person decides, you know what, I'm willing to leave behind parts of my identity, parts of my paradigm, parts of the way I'm operating in this space, and start to trust your guidance because there's just this energy that you have about you that's intoxicating. You want to do all you can to cultivate that energy. So you can look at it from a pragmatic perspective. You can look at it like making sure your tonality stays neutral, stays maybe curving downward from time to time. You want to look at it like the degree to which you are expressive with your body language, with the ideas, with how often you talk. I know coaching is historically about holding space. You want to become more comfortable taking up space before they hire you. And then you're going to flip the script. It's not about how expressive you are anymore. It's about empowering them to be more expressive, more congruent, more in alignment, more and feeling themselves and their confidence as a leader. But before they get there, you have to earn that. And so you want to be more comfortable taking up space. You want to be comfortable talking more in the conversation. You want to be comfortable challenging them more, pushing back on them. And then psychologically, it comes down to the level of fun that you have while doing this. Like the level of, I don't give a fuck. I don't need you to like, appreciate, or understand what I'm saying. I'm going to work at helping you do those things. I'm also not a flippant asshole that's just here to talk about myself like a narcissist and then doesn't lead anywhere. That's not going to have that person want to work with you. But to attract your dream clients, to attract the people that you really love working with, the people that will pay you what you know you're really worth, and if you're tired of working with those people that just discount your value, and want to negotiate with you or kind of strip out what you really want to do with them and cast it aside, this is what you need to start operating on at a high level. What makes you fun? What makes the joy and vitality in your life crank up to a 10? And how can you show it? And how can you cultivate more of that? I don't give a fuck how you perceive me. I care how I perceive me. And if you want more of that in your life, let's work together. That's how you start attracting your dream clients. Make these shifts in your life. Look at them in the way that you communicate, and then look at them at how you feel about yourself. Read the book Status Games. It's going to blow your mind. Have fun growing your business. You got this. If you like this, give me a like. If you loved it, subscribe, stick around. There's plenty more to come. And I wish you all the best in your coaching adventure. Have fun.